but most definitely a lot of girls do play games beforehand to test you and things like that. The shit test, you guys probably know about that. Just because a woman wants to approach you, not always is it gonna be a good reason behind it. Sometimes it could be for a wrong reason, and it can lead to things that you guys will not like at the end, because it'll be using you, manipulation type of thing. Women discuss things. Women like to have approval from another woman. Women, honestly, a lot of times, and it's sad to say, they don't think for themselves. They want decisions made by her best friend. What do you think is best? And you guys will be so shocked. Maybe some of you guys know, but you guys that don't know, you'll be so shocked how much they are influenced by what another woman says. What is up, my BBossBaddies and my Batman fellas? It is your girl Bosana, and welcome BBossArmy. So as you guys can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about signs that she wants you to approach her. Make the first move. Go ahead and do it. No hesitation. Go ahead and do it. So there is some signs out here that will be not so obvious, kind of obvious, and some that you guys might have just said, maybe if it's that, I'm still not gonna do it. But these women do show you signs, and you guys will be surprised maybe after you watch this video. So with this being said, I want you guys to understand that this addition of signs that women want you to approach her, make that first move, is more so when you're out there trying to be social, going to events, whether it's going to be a hookah lounge, when you're out there trying to mingle, trying to date, meet other people. When you see that girl that you be like, oh damn, she's fine, oh I want a piece of her. So with that being said, please go ahead and check out everything that is on my screen. And so let's go ahead and get started. So you guys already know we start from 3, go down to 1. So that means what? You gotta watch until the end to get the number 1 thing. All right, you guys, so the number 3 thing on my list is keeps looking at you. Now, some people will find this obvious. Some people will be like, well, oh, you know what? I thought maybe she wasn't really looking at me. Here's the tricky thing about a female looking at you. Most times, if she's gonna be, you know, the type of female that is a modern day woman, or, you know, the type of female that gives you a hard time trying to get how she's feeling or what she's trying to show you, tell you, things like that, then it's hard to say a woman's just gonna be looking at me that wants me to approach her. It makes you basically put a question mark on what does she really want. But here's the thing, when it comes down to a woman looking at you, it's not about, let me stare you down. It's not about eye contact, right? You guys are not face to face at this point. You guys are distance away. At the end of the day, when a woman notices a man, and this is the woman, it's gonna be like this. That's you right there. And then it's her back to what she's doing. Looking at you, back to what she's doing. And then it might take even 30 minutes, depending on how she wants to play that hard to get game. And that's what you guys have to understand. It's a game for her. Not saying not every woman won't take you serious, but most definitely a lot of girls do play games beforehand to test you and things like that. The shit test, you guys probably know about that. It's gonna be like, you know, I'm trying to give you that hint, but she has pride at the end of the day. So a woman will never ever that wants you to make that first move just like mesmerized by you, not to stare you down. No. And it's normal for a girl to not do that, because it's kind of a little creepy. Imagine if a woman was eyeing you, maybe she might just be a little crazy. You never know. So it's like these girls want to give you a hint, but they don't want to make it seem like, oh, you know what, I'm full-blown ready to have you approach me. I'm ready for you to come to me right now. Come to me. No, when women want a man to approach them and they want to make it obvious, their whole idea is not to make it obvious and not to give the is, because you guys might be a little shocked, but that's what you guys are seeing. So you shouldn't be that shocked. Nowadays, women want you to know it, but they don't want to swallow their pride, give you a wave and things like that, or give you the, I'm looking at you. Like nowadays, no. Women want it to be like, all eyes on me, attention is on me type of thing. And I'm not talking about every single woman, but I'm talking about the type of women that you go and meet at the club nowadays. And these are the types of modern day women we're talking about. And not necessarily clubs, but we could say social events, brunch and things like that, restaurants type of things. So at the end of the day, to wrap up with this point is, if a woman is looking at you, looking away, and then she looks back at you, sometimes it could be she just does not know how to help herself. Sometimes it could be you're that attractive, right? Right back to actually she can't help herself. And also sometimes in a group or a woman that she's with, let's say she's on a date, whatever, with her friend, and it is just her looking at her saying, you see him? Maybe her friend looks, most times that's how it goes, and then she looks back at you once more. And then she'll say the certain stuff that really is noticeable, the certain stuff that is really right in her face. So with that being said, nowadays, women will try to give you these hints, but they try to not make it to be so noticeable, as I was saying. So just keep in mind, why is it that I see your head looking at me? And sometimes when you guys, you know, look at each other accidentally, that is kind of a sign. Like, don't be so scared. Go make that move. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to number 2. And this is come closer to you. It's all about a woman literally trying to be close to you and trying to, of course, give you the hint without having to physically say anything to you. Literally, you know, tell you, hey, or make that approach. Because nowadays, women do not make the first move. In my lifetime, I honestly made a first move like 2 times, legit. And it actually worked out pretty well. But I guess I was just maybe caught up in the moment because, you know, it's not really in a woman's nature. But as I was saying, back to this whole coming closer and, you know, just trying to be around your vibe is because she's somewhat attracted to you or wants somewhat of an attention from you. And sometimes you have to remember who you are. Regardless if you have so much going on or not, sometimes you have something that's noticeable. And in her head, you have to remember it, because what's important to women nowadays, the materialistic things. Oh, what does he have? The possessions and things like that. Those things, since they matter so much to a woman nowadays, of course, when she's looking at you, she's going to be thinking, well, I want his attention for these reasons. I want him to approach me for these reasons. And so to make it more easier to understand, just because a woman wants to approach you, not always is it going to be a good reason behind it. Sometimes it could be for wrong reasons, and it can lead to things that you guys will not like at the end, because it'll be using you, manipulation type of thing. But at the end of the day, with this video, the purpose is to really have you guys understand what women are trying to give you out there to understand to come to her. So to wrap up with this point, a lot of times women do this because, of course, they want you to notice her and they feel like you are not making that first move, you are not approaching her. So it kind of gives you that easy way, or it kind of gives you a head start because she came around you. Now you guys are closer to each other. And in her head, in her mind, okay, now that I'm next to you, guess what? I want you to know that I'm here for you to finish off strong, for you to continue on. A lot of girls will not do that just because it's a lot of pride that you will kind of have to swallow. And sometimes not really. It depends how a woman looks at it, but just overall, it's not common for a woman to do it. So when she goes into that, she's just thinking, hoping that the end result is that you're realizing she's here because of you. Now, if you're in a group, that's kind of a whole nother situation. You guys now have to go back to number 3 and see, who has she been looking at? Oh, she noticed you? Then that's probably the person out of that group, or maybe the 2 guys that she wants, okay? Or wants, and not, let me say wants, let me clarify, wants her to get approached by that man. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the last thing. You guys already know what's up. For those who have been subscribed, you guys gotta comment down what you guys think this last thing. What are some signs out there that you guys see from a woman that makes you say, she wants me to approach her? Okay, there is signs. I'm sure you guys have signs. And most importantly, last question I actually want you guys to answer, because I love seeing these questions answered by you guys, because it's amazing to see, you know, like, this is really what's up. Oh, this really proves this point. But most importantly, what are signs that are misleading that made you feel like, oh, this woman wants me to approach her, but realistically she doesn't? Comment that down below, let me know. And if you haven't already, give this video a big thumbs up. And so, drum roll, my weak drum roll. Maybe when, like, later on I keep doing these, I might just have to get a drum, no cap, because I really like doing this. But number 1 is she does something by herself to give you an opportunity. Now, first things first, I gotta say off the bat, nowadays women will absolutely do things with women. And you know this for a fact. I know I've seen it before, men saying, why do women go to the bathroom with her friend? Why do they go together? Women discuss things. Women like to have approval from another woman. Women, honestly, a lot of times, and it's sad to say, they don't think for themselves. They want decisions made by her best friend. What do you think is best? And you guys will be so shocked. Maybe some of you guys know, but you guys that don't know, you'll be so shocked how much they are influenced by what another woman says, that they believe their opinion is strong enough to go ahead and believe. And at the end of the day, that's the part where women will do things that are not like them, or they're so lost and not guided. And it also reflects right back, which I have to bring up. I haven't been talking about it so much, but the whole healing process that I used to always talk about, that healing process comes right back up, because certain stuff that a woman will say will trigger something else that a woman feels. So let's say she had a bad experience with a man and she's feeling, you know, oh, maybe he's not liking me, or I don't think he wants me to be his girl, or something like that. Let's just say she's thinking negative about you. I don't want you to approach me because I don't know if you actually really like me. Is it a forced thing? Or I don't think he even wants to approach me. So now when she talks to her girl, she might say a specific thing that triggers her from something that she experienced in the past. And since she experienced that in the past, now she's reflecting it on you. So now she needs the answers, but instead of seeking it from herself, because she can't really figure it out due to not having the recovery that she needs, the healing, the therapy, and things like that, she's still kind of lost. And so that's why she seeks it in her friend to tell her, oh, you know what, this man is this. Oh, this is what you should do. And you guys will be so shocked how much women out here ruin it for themselves. Had a chance with a guy, had a guy really approach her, and not even give, that woman herself didn't even give him signs, but he approached her. But because her girl was saying, do this, do that, do it this way, she didn't follow through with what he was kind of trying to give a message to her to understand. I like you. You look good. You're attractive. He approached you. But yet, because of her friend and she depends so much, you guys know. What is my friend saying? I gotta listen to her. She's right. All these type of things. And that's why I was mentioning how girls go to the bathroom with her friend, because she's gonna go and ask her friend, what should I do? Or did you see that? Questions. It's gonna be questions. They don't depend on their own thoughts, minds, because they don't trust themselves enough. Okay, so really with this point, it's saying that a lot of times nowadays, women are like coming in a pair. They're coming in twos nowadays. And it's just like, what? Trust so much in their friends. They don't trust in themselves at all. And like I said, it has to come down to a lot of the experiences that they had. Their past. They are not clear-minded when it comes down to the future. Exactly why so much women ruin it for themselves before they could even get a good man, especially to approach her. When she does something by herself to give you an opportunity, it's pretty much her trying to just give you that chance that she feels like you might not understand, or you might need to see her do some part of it. Because sometimes girls, if they rate you from a high alpha male compared to a simp, of course, then it's like, that's when she has to put more effort than if she met a simp or met a guy that's like kind of a little underneath an alpha male. Then if she met a guy like that, she's gonna have to do things differently. But now, if you're alpha, now she has to do more. So the whole idea is, depending how she looks at you, rates you, and feels like this is how you are as a man, she's gonna react that way. She does something by herself to give you an opportunity. Just remember that you don't have to take that opportunity. Yes, women will give you the signs to approach her, but a lot of times, you guys, I know you guys as a fella don't even want to do it because the results that you guys get. So if she gives you the sign, read her. And if you feel like you get the advice that's not right, absolutely do not try to pursue her. All right, you guys, so I really hope this video was helpful. And if it was, please give me a big thumbs up. Make sure you follow me on my social media. Make sure you check out my Patreon. And you guys will see me in my next video. Bye, guys.